It's another original BW Sports 1 production. Pew pew! All right, everybody, welcome back to the Combat Zone here at BW Sports 1 and Southern Indiana Combat Productions. That's right, SICP 2, the second coming here shortly, March 4th, down in Evansville at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. And we are welcoming back the BMF from the first show, Cadillac, Zack Davis. What's happening, brother? How we doing?
What's going on, baby? We doing good. We doing good here today.
Yeah, you still biting that chain you got? You still biting down on it?
Oh yeah, baby. You gotta keep the gold. You
There
gotta
you
keep the
go.
gold. I almost wore it for the interview, but I was like, yeah, I ain't trying to,
It would have looked good on you. I mean, you deserved it. You earned it. So let everybody know quickly, kind of what Cadillac Zach came into MMA to do and how long you've been doing it. And then we'll move on to kind of going over that first show and seeing what we got in store for you this next one.
Right on, right on. Well, so it's been we're in 23 now. Damn, time flies. I started back in 2010, so we're going on 13 years now. Um, and it just got started. I had seen a couple of my buddies back in high school were doing it as soon as we got out of high school. And I was like, shit, we used to wrestle around all the time. I could do that. And I just hooked up with one of my buddies. He hit me up, got me a number, talked to his brother, and he shot me a trainer's name. And I've been going ever since. I'm not with the same trainer, but that's initially when it started, was back in 2010.
All right. Long journey that you've been through. You've had some ups, some downs, some all arounds. And let's kind of talk about that first fight that we had SICP in the beginning back in October. You were the headline, went up against Chance Beck, hell of a kickboxing opponent in front of you. Kind of walk us through that first round and what you anticipated going into that fight, and then what kind of transpired in that first round of the fight.
So we'll start off with coming out. Like, I did a little research on him, watched a couple videos, and I knew he had a really good check hook. And I knew all fight, hey, he's gonna throw his check hook because he's thrown it every fight. Sure as shit, we come out the first round, get a little exchange going. He hits me with that fucking check hook like I knew it was coming and dropped me. I'm like, oh shit. Now we're fighting. He follows up and we end up rolling around on the ground for a little bit. And um, I was actually expecting him to try to get to the ground a lot quicker or maybe sooner. I don't really think he tried to get to the ground, but I thought that was going to be his game plan as opposed to trying to stand and strike. Um, but then when we got on the ground, I was a little bit stronger than he was and able to finesse my way around.
So, and at one point, we moved into the second round, and at one point, you kind of looked at the ref, and you were like, "Come on, man! Are you going to stop this?" And kind of in every fighter's mind, you're
Yeah.
winning the fight. You want that fight to end as quick as possible, in your favor. Tell us what kind of was going in your mind that second round towards that end.
So there towards the end, I got him in a flurry, was ground and pounding him, and I thought the ref was going to call it then. Well, then we adjusted to another move or another movement in the cage, and then I got on top again and started pounding him out. And I'm looking at the ref like, "Hey, you going to call this?" And he's telling Chance, "Hey, fighter, you got to move, you got to move." And Chance is just turning a shoulder or moving ever so slightly, and the ref's not stopping it. And I'm sitting here. When I tell you, I probably emptied my gas tank. I emptied my damn gas tank. I looked up at the ref, and as soon as I looked up again, Chance sits out the damn back door and takes my back, throws me in a rear naked, and I have my chin tucked so it's across the top. And as soon as he threw that in, I was like, all right, let me just catch my breath for a second and gather my composure. Because by that time, I wasn't really scared of him getting the choke in, because when I'm telling you, one of my greatest defenses is by like a minute into the first round, I'm drenched, just completely soaked sweat, like, and to lock on and have a hold is hard. I'm telling you, anybody that trained with me can tell you the same thing. So I knew I was okay, and I was gonna just get my breath, grab my composure, and was able to set out the back door on him and throw in a Darce, which is AKA the Cadillac converter.
I like it. I like it. The Cadillac
Yeah,
converter.
yeah,
Folks, you should see seeing the merchandise flying off the shelves here shortly with that one.
I
Need to
love
make need to make you some money on that, man.
it. Hell yeah.
So, you got that first win, you got that BMF title now. Now we're moving to SICP2, the
Yes.
second coming, March 4th, going against Travis Foster. What do you know about your opponent?
Um. So I don't like to dive deep on an opponent and get caught up and overthink shit here and there. So just from what I've gathered off Tapology, I've seen one of the gyms he's affiliated with is Jackson MMA, which is everybody knows Jackson MMA is for John Jones. So I'm assuming at some point he's trained with John Jones or done something of the sort. So I'm leaving that be there, and I'm like, okay, it's about to be on and popping now. We're getting some shit going. Uh, I'm thinking he's gonna try to wrestle. We'll see what happens. He looks to be an explosive striker as well. So I'm excited for this fight. This is going to be a true testament to me to see where exactly we're at. If that's where he's training at, the caliber of opponents and shit that he's facing. So we
Gotcha.
got that going.
Gotcha. So what are, not to obviously give away, your full book here in your game plan in your gym in your training camp, but what do you think is going to be one of the biggest or a couple of the biggest like keys to success for you?
Cardio is always key in success. Cardio and just technique, keeping my technique crisp. I'm trying to focus on a lot more of that because I've been recently dropping some hands and punches and stuff like that when I shouldn't be. So I've kind of just dialed back and try to focus on technique a little bit.
I like it. I like it. Anytime somebody can work on the technique, obviously, and perfect that, you're going to have a step up on any person that steps in there against you. Absolutely. So, kind of kick it back really quick. What did you think of the first event down at SICP in the beginning?
Man, that like I hope this event holds a candle to that event because that event was hands down one of the best events I've ever watched. From fight one to the main event, every fight was a freaking slobber knocker. If you want to get that, that terminology, oh slobber knocker.
I like
That
that.
every one of them was a fucking banger. I loved it.
All right. So, what can you tell fans for SICP2, the second coming, in Cadillac Zack Davis? What is the motto of your camp this time? I guess per se for the second show.
Show up and show out.
I like it. I like it. Got to do both, right?
Yes,
Can't
sir.
just
You
do
gotta show
one.
and you gotta show out. Exactly. You can't just show up. Because then what happens? You get put down. And if you show out, you ain't never showed up.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, this is going to go out a couple days from now. However, my Eagles just went victorious this weekend and heading to the NFC Championship. My boys 49ers are going up against the Dallas Cowboys here in a little bit. Uh, Predictions on your team?
I think we handle this one. I think we win by 10. But when we meet you in the NFC Championship, that's going to be a good game. Now I'm telling you, either whoever plays in the Eagles in the championship because they looked really really good last night.
I would have to agree, sir.
Yeah, you would.
Hell yeah.
Look good.
All right. So SICP2, the second coming, March 4th, Evansville, Indiana, at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Tickets are on sale now. Zach, I'm sure, has some. Or if you're buying them online, make sure you put
Yes.
Cadillac in there so we know who to give those props to.
And yep.
That's right. I mean, we are here not only, and I hope that could see this, like you said earlier. We're not here just to, people think promoters make all kinds of money, this, and this. we're here for you guys. You guys put on a hell of a show for us to keep continuing these shows to get better and better. So we appreciate every bit of what you guys do for us inside that cage. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're exactly right.
Hey, that's what we do. We got to keep it up. If we don't have you fighters, we don't have a fight, period. So
No,
thank you again.
you can have a promotion and just put a bunch of fighters in the cage, and yeah, you got some shit, but was it anything like the first show? Like I'm telling you that the fighters and the talent that was in that cage that night, and if this night, March 4th, is anything like that night, I'm telling you, Southern Indiana Combat, hands down the best promotion out there, as of right now.
I love it. I love hearing that. We appreciate hearing that from fighters that's been on the card, fighters that's going to be back on the card. So thank you again for what you guys do for us. Zach, before I let you go, I got a little bit of a rapid knockout question for you. We went through the first three, the last interview. Now I just got one major one to kind of dive into the personal side of things of Cadillac, Zach. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. If you had to choose one person growing up that you would look up to, idolize per se, not necessarily in the combat world, not necessarily in the athletic side of things, whether it be personal side or what, who is the person that you would say, yeah, I'm glad that I had that person in my life?
Probably my dad. Definitely idolized him and looked up to him as a child.
So what did he, I mean, was just, it was dad, right?
Dad, yeah, he was. So it was. He was around till probably about 6. He was in a car wreck when I was a kid. Um, but just all the memories of that you have of a dad and everything, like the first things that stepped you up to be a man. Like I could just remember the things he would tell me and take me fishing. And it's crazy the things that as a 6-year-old, I'm 34 now, and you still remember those things like they're yesterday.
Hmm. Especially, I mean, when they're that close to the heart, you definitely have a better memory of those things than your everyday life things, for sure, for sure. So, what type of fish do you like going fishing for mostly? Are you
Uh,
a bass guy? Are you a cat guy?
Bass. I
Guy?
like some cat fishing because I just do a little night fishing here and there, but bass for sure.
You fry them up?
I got to get that big boy.
Yeah, you fry them up.
I try to just get the catch for the big catch.
Gotcha. You ever won anything like that, like
No,
pounds or anything?
no.
All right.
I don't really
Well,
do much of that. As I, you know, from working, training, father, and family, there's very little time for fishing nowadays.
I got you. I got you. Well, hopefully you'll get out there when it gets warmer. We live in a climate up this way that it could be 50, 60 degrees one day and 10 degrees the next. So
Yeah,
fish don't really like during these months.
yeah.
What's
yeah.
your favorite lure to use?
Uh, Top water jig,
Okay.
spinner.
Okay. See, I like getting these tips on my own. So, I'll pull from you guys that really like doing it, and then I'll use what I can and see what I can get done on my end. Cadillac, Zack Davis. That's it. He is coming back. SICP 2, the second coming. March 4th, Evansville, Indiana, at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Zach, now is your time. You have the floor for all your fans, haters, lovers, friends, family, sponsors. Right now, you roll it.
I just want to say thank you to all the fans and support. My sponsors, the local 773, hell of um, an apprenticeship there to get into through the labor hall. Um, all my other sponsors, Nasty Nate, the Den Fitness, Peak Performance, Four Laws. Thank you guys for the support. All my fans, I'll be seeing you again March 4th. I'll have tickets in hand. Get a hold of me or not. You can get them online for the messages seller. Put in Cadillac And we're getting the show on the road, baby. March 4th, back in the shop.
It's getting closer. It's getting closer day by day, minute by minute, counting off the time left. We're at about 40 days right now, and I can't wait to see you guys all back in there. Zach, thank you again for your time. Always like talking to you, brother. Can't wait to see you back in there. And for everybody out here, remember SICP 2, the second coming, Evansville, Indiana, March 4th, the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Get tickets from a boy or put Cadillac on your online purchase now before they are sold out.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here we go. And until next time, we're out. Peace.
Brother.